Bem-vindo ao Deep Dumps. No Deep Dumps, nossa missão é ajudá-lo a passar nos exames de certificação com confiança. Acesse os exames de prática mais recentes, PDFs e testes online, sempre atualizados conforme os padrões reais. Com nosso material pronto para o exame, você terá os recursos certos sempre à mão. Milhares de alunos confiam no Deep Dumps, e muitos conquistam a aprovação já na primeira tentativa. Oferecemos suporte 24 de julho por e-mail ou chat ao vivo. E nossos especialistas estão prontos para esclarecer dúvidas e orientá-lo passo a passo. Baixe as perguntas e respostas em PDF. Pratique com questões de qualidade e explicações claras. E avance rumo ao sucesso garantido.
Question 1. Which of the following layers of the medallion architecture is most commonly used by data analysts? Option A. None of these layers are used by data analysts. Option B. Gold. Option C. All of these layers are used equally by data analysts. Option D. Silver. Option E. Bronze. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Gold. Question 2. A data analyst has recently joined a new team that uses Databricks SQL. But the analyst has never used Databricks before. The analyst wants to know where in Databricks SQL they can write and execute SQL queries. On which of the following pages can the analyst write and execute SQL queries? Option A. Data page. Option B. Dashboards page. Option C. Queries page. Option D. Alerts page. Option E. SQL editor page. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option E. SQL editor page. Question 3. Which of the following describes how Databricks SQL should be used in relation to other business intelligence? By tools like Tableau, Power BI, and Looker. Option A. As an exact substitute with the same level of functionality. Option B. As a substitute with less functionality. Option C. As a complete replacement with additional functionality. Option D. As a complementary tool for professional-grade presentations. Option E. As a complementary tool for quick in-platform buy work. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option E is a complementary tool for quick in-platform buy work. Question 4. Which of the following approaches can be used to connect Databricks to Fivetran for data ingestion? Option A. Use workflows to establish a SQL warehouse, formerly known as a SQL endpoint, for Fivetran to interact with. Option B. Use Delta Live tables to establish a cluster for Fivetran to interact with. Option C. Use Partner Connect's automated workflow to establish a cluster for Fivetran to interact with. Option D. Use Partner Connect's automated workflow to establish a SQL warehouse, formerly known as a SQL endpoint, for Fivetran to interact with. Option E. Use workflows to establish a cluster for Fivetran to interact with. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Use Partner Connect's automated workflow to establish a SQL warehouse, formerly known as a SQL endpoint, for Fivetran to interact with. Question 5. Data professionals with varying titles use the Databricks SQL service as the primary touchpoint with the Databricks Lakehouse platform. However, some users will use other services like Databricks Machine Learning or Databricks Data Science in engineering. Which of the following roles uses Databricks SQL as a secondary service while primarily using one of the other services? Option A. Business Analyst. Option B. SQL Analyst. Option C. Data Engineer. Option D. Business Intelligence Analyst. Option E. Data Analyst. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Data Engineer. Question 6. A data analyst has set up a SQL query to run every 4 hours on a SQL endpoint. But the SQL endpoint is taking too long to start up with each run. Which of the following changes can the data analyst make to reduce the startup time for the endpoint while managing costs? Option A. Reduce the SQL endpoint cluster size. Option B. Increase the SQL endpoint cluster size. Option C. Turn off the auto stop feature. Option D. Increase the minimum scaling value. Option E. Use a serverless SQL endpoint. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option E. Use a serverless SQL endpoint. Question 7. A data engineering team has created a structured streaming pipeline that processes data in micro batches and populates gold level tables. The micro batches are triggered every minute. A data analyst has created a dashboard based on this gold level data. The project stakeholders want to see the results in the dashboard updated within 1 minute or less of new data becoming available within the gold level tables. Which of the following cautions should the data analyst share prior to setting up the dashboard to complete this task? Option A. The required compute resources could be costly. Option B. The gold level tables are not appropriately clean for business reporting. Option C. The streaming data is not an appropriate data source for a dashboard. Option D. The streaming cluster is not fault tolerant. Option E. The dashboard cannot be refreshed that quickly. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. The required compute resources could be costly. Question 8. Which of the following approaches can be used to ingest data directly from cloud-based object storage? Option A. Create an external table while specifying the DBFS storage path to from. Option B. Create an external table while specifying the DBFS storage path to path. Option C. It is not possible to directly ingest data from cloud-based object storage. Option D. Create an external table while specifying the object storage path to from. Option E. Create an external table while specifying the object storage path to location. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option E. Create an external table while specifying the object storage path to location. Question 9. A data analyst wants to create a dashboard with 3 main sections: development, testing, and production. They want all 3 sections on the same dashboard. But they want to clearly designate the sections using text on the dashboard. Which of the following tools can the data analyst use to designate the development, testing, and production sections using text? Option A. Separate endpoints for each section. Option B. Separate queries for each section. Option C. Markdown-based text boxes. Option D. Direct text written into the dashboard in editing mode. Option E. Separate color palettes for each section. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Markdown-based text boxes. Question 10. A data analyst needs to use the Databricks Lakehouse platform to quickly create SQL queries and data visualizations. It is a requirement that the compute resources in the platform can be made serverless. And it is expected that data visualizations can be placed within a dashboard. Which of the following Databricks Lakehouse platform services capabilities meets all of these? Requirements. Option A. Delta Lake. Option B. Databricks Notebooks. Option C. Tableau. Option D. Databricks Machine Learning. Option E. Databricks SQL. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E, Databricks SQL. Question 11. A data analyst is attempting to drop a table My Table. The analyst wants to delete all table metadata and data. They run the following command. Drop table if exists My Table. While the object no longer appears when they run show tables, the data files still exist. Which of the following describes why the data files still exist and the metadata files were deleted? Option A. The table's data was larger than 10 gigabytes. Option B. The table did not have a location. Option C. The table was external. Option D. The table's data was smaller than 10 gigabytes. Option E. The table was managed. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. The table was external. Question 12. After running describe extended accounts. Customers. The following was returned. Now, a data analyst runs the following command. Drop accounts. Customers. Which of the following describes the result of running this command? Option A. Running select asterisk from delta. DBFS. Stakeholders, customers results in an error. Option B. Running select asterisk from accounts. Customers will return all rows in the table. Option C. All files with a customers extension are deleted. Option D. The accounts customers table is removed from the meta store, and the underlying data files are deleted. Option E. The accounts customers table is removed from the meta store, but the underlying data files are untouched. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. The accounts customers table is removed from the meta store, but the underlying data files are untouched. Question 13. Which of the following should data analysts consider when working with personally identifiable information? P. Data. Option A. Organization-specific best practices for P data. Option B. Legal requirements for the area in which the data was collected. Option C. None of these considerations. Option D. Legal requirements for the area in which the analysis is being performed. Option E. All of these considerations. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. All of these considerations. Question 14. Delta Lake stores table data as a series of data files. But it also stores a lot of other information. Which of the following is stored alongside data files when using Delta Lake? Option A. None of these. Option B. Table metadata, data summary visualizations, and owner account information. Option C. Table metadata. Option D. Data summary visualizations. Option E. Owner account information. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Table metadata. Question 15. Which of the following is an advantage of using a Delta Lake-based data lakehouse over common data lake? Solutions. Option A. Asset transactions. Option B. Flexible schemas. Option C. Data deletion. Option D. Scalable storage. Option E. Open source formats. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Asset transactions. Question 16. Which of the following benefits of using Databricks SQL is provided by Data Explorer? Option A. It can be used to run update queries to update any tables in a database. Option B. It can be used to view metadata and data, as well as view, change permissions. Option C. It can be used to produce dashboards that allow data exploration. Option D. It can be used to make visualizations that can be shared with stakeholders. Option E. It can be used to connect to third-party BI-tools. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. It can be used to view metadata and data, as well as view, change permissions. Question 17. The stakeholders. Customers table has 15 columns and 3,000 rows of data. The following command is run. After running, select asterisk from stakeholders. Customers. 15 rows are returned. After the command executes completely, the user logs out of Databricks. After logging back in 2 days later, what is the status of the stakeholders? Customers view. Option A. The view remains available and select asterisk from stakeholders. Customers will execute correctly. Option B. The view has been dropped. Option C. The view is not available in the metastore, but the underlying data can be accessed with select asterisk from delta. Stakeholders. Customers. Option D. The view remains available but attempting to select from it results in an empty result set because data in views are automatically deleted after logging out. Option E. The view has been converted into a table. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. The view has been dropped. Question 18. A data analyst created and is the owner of the managed table MyTable. They now want to change ownership of the table to a single other user using Data Explorer. Which of the following approaches can the analyst use to complete the task? Option A. Edit the owner field in the table page by removing their own account. Option B. Edit the owner field in the table page by selecting all users. Option C. Edit the owner field in the table page by selecting the new owner's account. Option D. Edit the owner field in the table page by selecting the admins group. Option E. Edit the owner field in the table page by removing all access. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Edit the owner field in the table page by selecting the new owner's account. Question 19. A data analyst has a managed table name in database name. They would now like to remove the table from the database and all of the data files associated with the table. The rest of the tables in the database must continue to exist. Which of the following commands can the analyst use to complete the task without producing an error? Option A. Drop database name. Option B. Drop table name. Table name. Option C. Delete table name. Table name. Option D. Delete table name from database name. Option E. Drop table name from database name. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Drop table name. Table name. Question 20. A data analyst runs the following command. Insert into stakeholders. Suppliers table stakeholders. New suppliers. What is the result of running this command? Option A. The suppliers table now contains both the data it had before the command was run and the data from the new suppliers table, and any duplicate data is deleted. Option B. The command fails because it is written incorrectly. Option C. The suppliers table now contains both the data it had before the command was run and the data from the new suppliers table, including any duplicate data. Option D. The suppliers table now contains the data from the new suppliers table, and the new suppliers table now contains the data from the suppliers table. Option E. The suppliers table now contains only the data from the new suppliers table. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. The suppliers table now contains both the data it had before the command was run and the data from the new suppliers table, including any duplicate data. Question 21. A data engineer is working with a nested array column products in table transactions. They want to expand the table so each unique item in products for each row has its own row where the transaction id column is duplicated as necessary. They are using the following incomplete command. Which of the following lines of code can they use to fill in the blank in the above code block so that it successfully completes the task? Option A. Array distinct products. Option B. Explode products. Option C. Reduce products. Option D. Array products. Option E. Flatten products. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. Explode products. Question 22. A data analysis team is working with the table Bronze SQL table as a source for one of its most complex projects. A stakeholder of the project notices that some of the downstream data is duplicative. The analysis team identifies table Bronze as the source of the duplication. Which of the following queries can be used to deduplicate the data from table Bronze and write it to a new table Silver? Option A. Create table silver as select distinct asterisk from table Bronze. Option B. Create table silver as insert asterisk from table Bronze. Option C. Create table silver as merge deduplicate asterisk from table Bronze. Option D. Insert into table silver select asterisk from table Bronze. Option E. Insert overwrite table silver select asterisk from table Bronze. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Create table silver as select distinct asterisk from table Bronze. Question 23. In which of the following situations should a data analyst use higher order functions? Option A. When custom logic needs to be applied to simple, unnested data. Option B. When custom logic needs to be converted to Python native code. Option C. When custom logic needs to be applied at scale to array data objects. Option D. When built-in functions are taking too long to perform tasks. Option E. When built-in functions need to run through the Catalyst optimizer. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. When custom logic needs to be applied at scale to array data objects. Question 24. Consider the following two statements. Statement 1. Statement 2. Which of the following describes how the result sets will differ for each statement when they are run in Databricks SQL? Option A. The first statement will return all data from the customers table and matching data from the orders table. The second statement will return all data from the orders table and matching data from the customers table. Any missing data will be filled in with null. Option B. When the first statement is run, only rows from the customers table that have at least one match with the orders table on customer id will be returned. When the second statement is run, only those rows in the customers table that do not have at least one match with the orders table on customer id will be Returned. Option C. There is no difference between the result sets for both statements. Option D. Both statements will fail because Databricks SQL does not support those join types. Option E. When the first statement is run, all rows from the customers table will be returned and only the customer ID from the orders table will be returned. When the second statement is run, only those rows in the customers table that do not have at least one match with the orders table on customer ID will be returned. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. When the first statement is run, only rows from the customers table that have at least one match with the orders table on customer ID will be returned. When the second statement is run, only those rows in the customers table that do not have at least one match with the orders table on customer ID will be returned. Question 25. A data analyst has created a user-defined function using the following line of code. Create function price. Spend double. Units double. Returns double. Return spend, units. Which of the following code blocks can be used to apply this function to the customer spend and customer units columns of the table customer summary to create column customer price? Option A. Select price customer spend. Customer units as customer price from customer summary. Option B. Select price from customer summary. Option C. Select function price customer spend. Customer units as customer price from customer summary. Option D. Select double price customer spend. Customer units as customer price from customer summary. Option E. Select price customer spend. Customer units as customer price from customer summary. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E. Select price customer spend. Customer units as customer price from customer summary. Question 26. A data analyst has been asked to count the number of customers in each region and has written the following query. If there is a mistake in the query, which of the following describes the mistake? Option A. The query is using count asterisk, which will count all the customers in the customers table, no matter the region. Option B. The query is missing a group by region clause. Option C. The query is using order by, which is not allowed in an aggregation. Option D. There are no mistakes in the query. Option E. The query is selecting region, but region should only occur in the order by clause. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. The query is missing a group by region clause. Question 27. Which of the following is a benefit of Databricks SQL using ANSI SQL as its standard SQL dialect? Option A. It has increased customization capabilities. Option B. It is easy to migrate existing SQL queries to Databricks SQL. Option C. It allows for the use of Photon's computation optimizations. Option D. It is more performant than other SQL dialects. Option E. It is more compatible with Spark's interpreters. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. It is easy to migrate existing SQL queries to Databricks SQL. Question 28. How can a data analyst determine if query results were pulled from the cache? Option A. Go to the Query History tab and click on the text of the query. The slide-out shows if the results came from the cache. Option B. Go to the Alerts tab and check the cache status alert. Option C. Go to the Queries tab and click on Cache Status. The status will be green if the results from the last run came from the cache. Option D. Go to the SQL Warehouse, formerly SQL Endpoints, tab and click on Cache. The cache file will show the contents of the cache. Option E. Go to the Data tab and click Last Query. The details of the query will show if the results came from the cache. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Go to the Query History tab and click on the text of the query. The slide out shows if the results came from the cache. Question 29. Which of the following statements about a refresh schedule is incorrect? Option A. A query can be refreshed anywhere from 1 minute to 2 weeks. Option B. Refresh schedules can be configured in the query editor. Option C. A query being refreshed on a schedule does not use a SQL warehouse, formerly known as SQL endpoint. Option D. A refresh schedule is not the same as an alert. Option E. You must have workspace administrator privileges to configure a refresh schedule. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option E. You must have workspace administrator privileges to configure a refresh schedule. Question 30. A data analyst creates a Databricks SQL query where the result set has the following schema. Region string number of customer int when the analyst clicks on the Add Visualization button on the SQL editor page. Which of the following types of visualizations will be selected by default? Option A. Violin chart. Option B. Line chart. Option C. Bar chart. Option D. Histogram. Option E. There is no default. The user must choose a visualization type. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Line chart. Question 31. A data analyst has created a query in Databricks SQL. And now they want to create 2 data visualizations from that query and add both of those data visualizations to the same Databricks SQL dashboard. Which of the following steps will they need to take when creating and adding both data visualizations to the Databricks SQL dashboard? Option A. They will need to alter the query to return 2 separate sets of results. Option B. They will need to add 2 separate visualizations to the dashboard based on the same query. Option C. They will need to create 2 separate dashboards. Option D. They will need to decide on a single data visualization to add to the dashboard. Option E. They will need to copy the query and create 1 data visualization per query. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. They will need to add 2 separate visualizations to the dashboard based on the same query. Question 32. A data analyst has been asked to provide a list of options on how to share a dashboard with a client. It is a security requirement that the client does not gain access to any other information, resources, or artifacts in the database. Which of the following approaches cannot be used to share the dashboard and meet the security requirement? Option A. Download the dashboard as a PDF and share it with the client. Option B. Set a refresh schedule for the dashboard and enter the client's email address in the subscribers box. Option C. Take a screenshot of the dashboard and share it with the client. Option D. Generate a personal access token that is good for 1 day and share it with the client. Option E. Download a PNG file of the visualizations in the dashboard and share them with the client. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Generate a personal access token that is good for 1 day and share it with the client. Question 33. A data analyst has been asked to produce a visualization that shows the flow of users through a Website. Which of the following is used for visualizing this type of flow? Option A. Heat map. Option B. Choropleth. Option C. Word cloud. Option D. Pivot table. Option E. Sankey. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option E, Sankey. Question 34. An analyst writes a query that contains a query parameter. They then add an area chart visualization to the query. While adding the area chart visualization to a dashboard, the analyst chooses dashboard parameter for the query parameter associated with the area chart. Which of the following statements is true? Option A. The area chart will use whatever is selected in the dashboard parameter, while all or the other visualizations will remain changed regardless of their parameter. Use. Option B. The area chart will use whatever is selected in the dashboard parameter along with all of the other visualizations in the dashboard that use the same parameter. Option C. The area chart will use whatever value is chosen on the dashboard at the time the area chart is added to the dashboard. Option D. The area chart will use whatever value is input by the analyst when the visualization is added to the dashboard. The parameter cannot be changed by the user afterwards. Option E. The area chart will convert to a dashboard parameter. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. The area chart will use whatever is selected in the dashboard parameter along with all of the other visualizations in the dashboard that use the same parameter. Question 35. A data analyst has been asked to configure an alert for a query that returns the income in the accounts receivable table for a date range. The date range is configurable using a date query parameter. The alert does not work. Which of the following describes why the alert does not work? Option A. Alerts don't work with queries that access tables. Option B. Queries that return results based on dates cannot be used with alerts. Option C. The wrong query parameter is being used. Alerts only work with date and time query parameters. Option D. Queries that use query parameters cannot be used with alerts. Option E. The wrong query parameter is being used. Alerts only work with drop-down list query parameters, not dates. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Queries that use query parameters cannot be used with alerts. Question 36. Which of the following statements about adding visual appeal to visualizations in the visualization editor is incorrect? Option A. Visualization scale can be changed. Option B. Data labels can be formatted. Option C. Colors can be changed. Option D. Borders can be added. Option E. Tooltips can be formatted. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Borders can be added.